Welcome to Renovation Conversations, the podcast where we explore how God is rebuilding lives, restoring hope, and renewing faith. Whether you're just starting your spiritual journey or looking for inspiration to keep growing, this is the place for honest discussions, transformative stories, and practical biblical insights. Let's dive into what it means to live a life under renovation, because God's not done with us yet.
All right, well, welcome to this special edition. I don't know that we're going to call it Renovation Conversations or maybe just Crazy Camp Adventures. I don't know. We'll just make it as we go.
Yes.
But we're here, Pastor Hayden on the far left, and my sister, my lovely sister, the camp director for children's side. Oh, I'm leaving my shirt. I just can't take my shirt off.
Wait.
The camp shirt.
Look, it's identical.
It's identical.
It was her birthday today.
It still is.
And this was all Ty's doing.
Yes.
So
we'll get payback.
So talking about the first day of camp, it's kind of wild, kind of fun, kind of crazy on the first day, getting here, arriving, all the crazy things you got to go through. Got to get these kids to understand there are some rules. Mm-hmm. So to try to keep everybody in the right frame of mind, in the right areas. Tell us about your thoughts on the first day of camp. What do you think so far?
I think it's went over really well. We kind of talked earlier about before camp started that this camp just felt a little different this year. I've felt it for the last. I've been planning it for a year, but in the last 6 months, like God's just really been just speaking to me about this camp, and we have a lot of new faces this camp, and which is awesome. I know of a couple that don't know the Lord yet, so we are praying that this is their time. And but it's just been really special so far. I asked a couple of people that don't normally. They do teach, but not in that capacity, and they were very nervous and scared. And Lisa was tonight, and she did phenomenal, and I know she was very nervous.
She did do good.
She did do great, but the kids were very receptive, and I know that they got something out of, tonight's was about being chosen, and we forget that God chose us in the beginning.
Yeah.
Before anything, He chose us, and it's our problem that we don't choose Him back.
Yeah.
And sometimes we walk away. Sometimes we, even if we don't walk away, we don't always stay right on path with God, because the world is hard sometimes, and one little seed of lies, and we just run with it, and we forget the truths that God told us.
Yeah.
And so it's camps like this that are very important to me, because we didn't have a lot of life spoken to us as children, and that's one thing I always want to do. I always want to show them their value, and I want them to know that God has big things for them, whether they're, a kindergartner or however old. We all have work to do. I don't care how small you are. I want them to know they have work to do. And we have seen huge growth in our children's ministry, and our fifth graders moving out this year are
they're ready.
They are very
they're
ready.
Ready for middle school.
They are ready.
Nice. Yeah.
And that just warms my heart, because I know that as long as it's that hard transition, you hope they keep that fire, and so it's been wonderful to see the transitions that they've developed, and my prayer is that they just, as they each step, they just get stronger and stronger, and these are our next leaders in our church, and so they're already serving in a huge capacity. Even before they were out of children's ministry, they served, and so I feel like we're really we're on the right track, and I wish more adults would get to experience seeing that, like seeing them rush to an altar and just really be very transparent with God, and they give them they are just very raw and open, where we as adults we're not transparent most of the time, and they are very transparent, and I love that. I love that about children's ministry, because I learn, they teach me so much. I don't know. I love my job. It's not a job. I don't want to say it's a job.
We got that recorded.
We did.
We can
It
play
is not
this
a job.
back. When we need this, I've got it proof now.
But
It
but
is
I
not
get
a
it.
job.
I get it, because it's a
you know,
calling in your life.
It is, and like in the teaching that I will have, I'm going to talk about that. God put something in my heart as a child, and I never thought it was a possibility until I got God in my life, and I surrendered fully to Him, and He showed me my calling was bigger than the box that I put it in.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want them. I want them to dream big and do it with God.
And I think day one, I think we can say that we've seen some breakthroughs with some kids. We see
Yes.
day one's always interesting. You got some that are just wired
Yes.
to the top, and then you got some that are like absolutely wore out because they're not used to this much all the time. And I think that's great, and it's fun. So talking through day one, what's your highlight of day one so far?
Highlight of day one. Honestly, every time I get, I sometimes purposely miss our worship in Big Church, because I serve once a month, but I purposely sometimes miss our worship so I can go worship with them, because watching them worship, it's so special. Because they just dance and they sing, and they're free. We are so like bound up, and they're just free. And I love watching that. I love watching them. I stand back sometimes. Most of the times I cry just watching them. And then, they rush to the altar, and they rush around their friends, and, they're praying for each other, and that is so amazing to me. Like that right there, like watching them they see a friend, and they surround them.
I've seen several of them tonight or today praying for each other and encouraging. And you see those kids that are out there having a blast, and they know when it's serious and when it's not. And some of them are very mature in their walks.
Yes.
I love watching that, because they know when it's time to get real with listening and learning and growing. And you see them going to the altar, you see them praying over each other. You're right. That is powerful, because there are so many adults that are still learning to do that. We have people come to our church and visit the adult side, and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" And we open that up to our kids, the youngest of age, because we think there's one thing as church leaders we should do, and you do a great job of it, is teaching these kids to have the freedom to talk to the Father. And if we don't see them have that freedom at church, they're probably not going to get that freedom anywhere else.
Yeah.
And so I think you do a great job of that, and we've seen that today at church. I think that's always one of my highlights going in there. Hayden, what do you think?
Going back to Lisa speaking, what was it, Gigi? Is that what I heard over the?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Gigi.
Okay,
to
yeah.
all the
It's
kids.
It's pretty
Gigi.
crazy that over we have our walkie-talkies, and I heard Gigi got called somewhere just a minute ago. But anyways, I was sitting there. Tara come over, sat by with the computer while she was speaking, and we got that stuff ready for her. I know she got off her notes and got but then again, I feel, I don't know, I guess it hit me today more than ever. I feel bad for a lot of the people that try to get up and speak here. It's very intimidating.
Yes.
When every pastor staff from the church is sitting here in the room.
Yes.
And
staring at you.
Yeah, like this is the first time it really settled in. Like, man, the pressure. Like, I used to feel a lot of pressure anytime I would try to speak anywhere. That's getting better. But, just sitting there today, I almost felt for her just because of those human pressures we put on ourselves.
Sure.
But, yeah, she did awesome.
And she did great.
She kind of just forgot all that and just let the Lord speak. But no, like the camp, day one, I mean, honestly, I don't think we could ask for a better day one.
No, I think it's been great.
We just got done shooting another podcast for people that watch it, but it's just so amazing. We've talked about the people. We had to basically turn adults away
Yes.
from coming to camp because we have so many, especially men, which is unheard of. But we was talking today about this. You know, you look around, all the people serving here, all the people, I know you see this on your side. It's not that they're serving at a church and they're not serving at camp. They're literally friends. Mm-hmm. Because when you have close friends, you'll do anything for them.
Yeah.
And I think that I just start noticing this on display with how lucky we are in our church. You know, we can always say we need more people
very
doing
blessed.
this and doing
Absolutely.
that, but man, I don't know, just day one here, it's went so well. It did have a really good feel coming in. It's continuing to have that.
Well, I told Tina earlier today, I said it feels very light.
Yes.
And we've been camp. This is our 7th year of church camps. And we've had some years that were heavy. Mm-hmm. And this year it just felt so light coming in here, unloading, getting stuff ready yesterday. And then today it felt super light, which, you know, anytime I'm in that kind of environment, I just feel like the Lord's going to do something so powerful. Mm-hmm. And he always will if we're obedient anyway. He does amazing things. I think we're seeing the fruit of it.
Yeah.
So what's your hope for tonight's part?
Like
Where they're in their camp, where they're in their
devotion.
room with their devotion
my
time.
hope is, so their devotional tonight it's like a guided prayer. Because some of these kids, like some of them I don't know. Some of them are, you know, these new little. They've just finished first grade, so this is all new to them as well. It's just more like a guided prayer, and how to talk to the Father, and
Which is so important.
and that is so important, and to speak with Him, just, you know, like you're speaking with a friend, and just laying it all out there. And so tonight is more like a guided prayer. It's like a sheet, and they just kind of walks them through what that looks like. And I'm hoping that with what Lisa talked about tonight, being chosen, and with that little guided prayer, that I could see, I was watching, and I could see that there was, you know, like some heads down, and, you know, they're really like thinking about what's being said. And so my prayer is that they, I would love to have salvations tonight,
Oh, yeah.
of course.
Sure.
But we never want to push that on them. I never want to say, hold your hand up, and, you know, do you want to be saved? I want it to be from the heart.
At that age,
And-
it definitely has to be a submission of their side.
Yes,
not,
and
not forced, for sure.
So I never want to do that, and so I just want the Lord to speak with them, and you know, allow them to let them walls down and let the world just go tonight. Whatever's happening at home, whatever's, you know, going on, you know, with their friends or whatever, that they would just feel free just to be with the Lord tonight. And that tomorrow, you know, the start of a new day, that we would really start to see those freedom and things like that with them.
Well, it's such a big deal because there's so many adults. I know Dustin, I'm sure, has it too. But I have people come to me all the time. I don't even know how to pray. Like, it seems so weird. And so, like, man, if you can get these kids on that from now, like, understanding it's literally just a conversation.
Get them
with
comfortable in that,
It's so huge. So I love that's where they're headed tonight, right
Yeah.
now, like as we're speaking.
That's one thing I always, when you know, I teach in class, I always, you know, like we talk to him just like you're sitting here with a friend, you know, whoever, just like someone that you would just spill everything to. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be these big words.
Yeah.
You know, you just talk to him. And he already knows what's on your heart, but he wants you.
Wants
He
to
wants
know.
to hear from
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
And so I want them to know that even though he knows those things about them, we need that relationship.
Yeah.
Because we can say, oh, well, I know God, but do you?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know God?
So many people
Or do
want
you
to
know
hear
about him?
Yeah, they want to hear God talk, and like, well, first of all, pray, and second of all, read His Word. And
Yeah.
so, if we can
Absolutely.
teach this to the kids now,
Yeah.
they'll have a head start on a lot of adults. So,
But if we can get them to understand, like, there's confidence in your life if you can get used to praying to God out loud.
Yes.
Because there's something special about when the enemy has to hear you talk to God.
That's what I tell them. I said, you know, when you speak those things out, and I said, you have to say them out loud.
Don't be afraid.
I
Yeah.
said, because if God is in your heart, He can't hear what you're saying in your head.
Yeah.
So I tell them, you have to speak it out loud, and you have to do it with authority,
Yeah.
because God gave us that authority. So you have to do it with authority, and I always want them just to be very confident in the whatever God gave them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the abilities and the everything.
Well, that power of whenever you go into that prayer, because God can hear everything. Obviously, He can read your mind. He can hear your thoughts. He knows all that. But like I said, the enemy does
enemy
not. So
cannot.
the enemy doesn't have a clue.
Yeah.
So when you say it out loud, all of a sudden he's like, "Well,
Yeah.
now I can't get that. How am I going to get you with that when you're going to the Father with it?"
Yeah.
So I think that's powerful. If they can learn that at a first, second, third grade, fourth grade age.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. A big head start over a lot of adults.
Boy, way
So,
bigger than
yeah.
my head start, and Tina's as well.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
we weren't there.
No.
But I think it's been a great first day. I think
Great
it's been
day.
powerful. You've done a great job. Your preparation is evident. I appreciate everything you do all the time. I tease her a lot because she's my sister. She has to deal with me, and she's had to deal with me for her whole life.
Poor thing.
Poor thing.
It's been a rough life.
I don't know how that feels.
You're welcome.
I got a heart
We
over
just
here.
talked about keeping you humble. So,
Nobody does it better than Pastor Hayden. Tina's a close second.
but
Yeah.
no, it's a great first day.
I agree. Great
I'm
first
hoping
day.
tomorrow night when we sit down with Tina or somebody else, it's going to be
Yeah.
as an awesome second day.
So if you were to ask those that watch what they could pray about tonight for camp tomorrow, what would you want them to pray about?
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Right. Like
I
you
mean,
could have given me that
You have
question ahead
you have
of time.
7.5 seconds. No big deal. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
I gave her no questions heads up.
No.
We're just doing this.
What can they pray about tonight? Gosh, why you got to put me on the spot? I don't know. It just I want them to. First off, I want them to be able to feel like they can be a kid. We are in a very technological world, and I feel like that gets stolen from them. And so they are very desensitized to a lot of things. And I feel like it kind of puts them into that adult world
Yeah,
where
way
they
too
don't need to
fast.
be.
Yeah.
None of them need to be there. And even on our teen side, they don't need to be there. They need to enjoy being the age they are.
Yeah.
And so with coming as an adult, all of a sudden you're taking on all of these adult responsibilities, and you're just leaving your childhood behind. And so I want them to be free to just be a kid
Yeah.
and enjoy camp as a kid and not worry about what's happening wherever else.
Well, I think what that does is it brings them back to what God says we should have: childlike faith.
Yes.
He doesn't tell us to be old, mature grown-ups.
Yes.
He says have childlike faith.
I want them to enjoy and have fun, and then just allowing them to let those walls down and let the adults come around them and really just speak life to them and develop those relationships, because those are very important. I wish we would have had like people to come around us
Yeah.
to encourage us and, to kind of help us along in just life. And it's just good to have that. So for the counselors and all the other adults to just be receptive and like recognizing that, someone, is feeling a little off or whatever, and that they would, just speak the right words that they need to hear at the moment. And then, of course, we want salvation, obviously. So just kind of all those.
So kind of to recap, I would say that it kind of sounds like maybe, obviously we want to pray for salvations. And then we want to pray for them to get out of that survival mode and be a child.
Yeah.
Yep.
And listen, I think that we all need to pray for ourselves in that. Get out of that survival mode. When you're walking with Jesus, it's not about surviving; it's about thriving.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where we're at on that. I think we're seeing first day of camp thrive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so thank you for all you've done in that, and we'll let you off the hook starting right now.
Good.
Okay.
For the rest of this.
You can go to
podcast.
bed in about an hour.
Okay.
Ish. Well, this is one of many podcasts
Yeah.
to come throughout this week. So just be watching for those that come out,
We're
roll
gonna
out.
grab some camp newbies.
Yep.
Um,
Torch them a little bit.
and we don't mean kids; we mean the adults that are here. So
Yes. They'll
Yes.
be coming up soon. You'll see that one rolling out here pretty fast. And but thank you, Tina, for all that you do, putting
Well,
into the kids.
I
and
appreciate the pastoral staff. They're very supportive of me and all of my crazy ideas.
yep, no
And
glass this year.
No glass this year.
Sorry.
It was fun.
it
It
was.
was
right.
fun.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
And obviously, Pastor Hayden, thank you for hosting.
Yep.
And we love you guys. Get into church. Get your kids into church. They'll
Absolutely.
go. If you take them now, you may change their whole eternity. Other than that, love the Lord and get in His Word and get around other people.
Catch you on the next one.
See ya.
God is always at work in you, restoring, renewing, and rebuilding. Thanks for listening to Renovation Conversations. Like and share, and we'll see you next time.